Earthquake that just hit 7.3 and a 6.4. Tokyo is without power. Most of Tokyo is without power right now. And there's a tsunami warning. All the warning bells are going off. Anyway, this is a pretty large scale earthquake, although this is just the initial report. It could be higher. It could be a precursor of something to come. But you see these lines here. These are the Ring of Fire lines. And these earthquakes do travel around these areas here. But yesterday's earthquake there in, maybe day before yesterday, there was one in Pakistan and in the Fiji Islands as well. But let's see, Tonga, not too bad. Peru, large-scale earthquakes. Remember, we're going deeper into a grand solar minimum. So the sun is really stirring things up. But we had some deep, no, these were shallow earthquakes in the Philippines. And that means trouble. When they're shallow, that shakes it up a little bit much. So you can see our world is really, really in trouble. And for the Pacific Northwest, there's something going on. Putin eyeing Pacific Northwest nuclear sites. Yeah, he's got 3 sites, nuclear sites here. Hanford is closest to us. That's a bit scary. He puts Russians' nuclear force on high alert. Yeah, that's old news. But this one about the Pacific Northwest, what a monster. He's another Hitler. Another Hitler. Hell wouldn't be enough for this man. Can Russian nuclear weapons reach the U.S.? Ha! Their warheads parked right off of the U.S. coast. They can reach the United States in 30 minutes. That's if it's sent for an intercontinental range ballistic missile. But when they're parked right off of the Oregon coast, they can reach us in moments. But let me show you this one. I love, let's see, YouTube. A lot of unsettling today. It's worrisome with all that's going on. And now with Fukushima, it hit right at Fukushima. And right now it's a 7.5, 7.3 near the, okay, here's another one.
Earthquake that we've received word on, a big one, 7.3 in Japan near Fukushima. Maria, I think you have it on the map.
I'm going to look on the EMSC. That's the European
number right now, according
map.
to the earthquake tracker.
USGS. Sometimes they're wrong. They downplay it.
This is
Just a little bit earlier at 7:36 our time, near east coast of Honshu, Japan. I've been watching the Pacific Tsunami Center because often
Power is out
these
in
large
Tokyo.
earthquakes can generate a tsunami. So we're watching to see, but none yet that I have seen impacting at least across the Pacific through the Hawaiian Islands and of course our west coast here.
This
so I'm
is
keeping a close
old.
eye on that for you, and we'll let you know. In the meantime, that 7.3 magnitude preliminary number, that earthquake in Honshu or near the Honshu area of Japan. Here.
So what that did is last time when they had the tsunami, a lot of stuff showed up here
His hooves
on
were just like
shore,
flippers.
Oregon. So that was kind of
He was
scary.
very, very tender on them. He
Let's
could
see.
barely walk. He was very thin.
I like Marfoogle News. Marfoogle TV. He has about Norwegians that are fleeing. As well as, let's see, Marfoogle News. There's Marfoogle News and there's Marfoogle TV. And he just talked about the massive earthquake there in Japan. I love Japan. It's such a beautiful area, and I really would like to go there and stay there for a while. Really get a feel. I got interested in Japan a lot because of the koi fish. I love koi. We have had a koi
to let you
pond.
know that there were two massive earthquakes near Japan, specifically near Fukushima. There is a tsunami warning. Many times these get dropped. I don't know if these will. This is, again, two massive 6+ earthquakes right by Fukushima, Japan. One was in the 7s. So again, we don't know if they're going to be dropped
Let
yet.
me
These
look up.
were just at about 7:36 a.m.
I'm gonna look on the
and
European
then I believe at 6:34. We may see that drop this down to one
EMSC.
earthquake. Early on in an earthquake's kind of shaking, sometimes two turns into one. That's happened, but I don't know. These were a few minutes apart, and these were gigantic. This is again by the power plant. They say that Tokyo is losing power. That was one thing that we saw, but there's not even articles out yet, or if there is, there's just a few. So we're going to cover this as the day goes on.
EMFC confirms a 7.3 and then a 6.4 near the coast of Honshu, Japan. So we're going to see a repeat of what happened.
So again, get this out. Be
Guess
safe,
what date?
Be prepared. And
What
Marf out.
date
was,
did
again,
that hit?
Just to repeat, a 6.8 and a 7.4. As some sources say, I'm sure those will be changed around by a couple of points, and they may be reduced to 1. But even one massive 6.8 or 6.4 and up,
was
those
in
are huge earthquakes, and
2011,
they can cause tsunamis. So there is a tsunami warning or a tsunami
March
notice.
4.
But again, that may be dropped. Hopefully it is. If it is
So,
not, this can
what is it,
affect
11 years?
Fukushima power plant. It is a big deal. So see you guys. Good morning and be safe.
And then also, Putin is targeting.
And I hope it will be. People broke laws. They broke election laws here. They broke state laws here. And laws were broken. And it's really rich to have somebody.
Let's see. Hold on a second while I check more info about Oregon. Now this is just in, and it's, you know, I like to watch the, what they're called heliopods, the drums from the earthquake, and it detects the earthquake right in real time. And I saw a 6.5 earthquake happen at a nuclear or at a testing site there in North Korea. And I said, oh my gosh, Kim Jong-un let off a rocket or something. So I called the news and I said, did you know there was a big earthquake there in North Korea, 6.5? And they said, no, there's not one. I said, yes, he let off a rocket. He really did. And they told me to put my tinfoil hat back on. And I said, no, there is something big going on in North Korea. And I called all the news stations. They told me I was nuts, that there was no such thing. They said, where are you getting your information? I says, I'm watching the real live heliopods, the drums that show the earthquake. They said, well, that may be just an anomaly. I said, no, because I looked on the EMSC, that's the European earthquake, and then USGS earthquake also had their information coming up. But it took about 20 minutes for this information to show. And then next thing I knew on the news, they said, large earthquake rocks nuclear testing site in North Korea. And I went, aha, I'm not so dumb. I took geology in college before I was going to get my degree in geology, but in 95. And I made all A's, which is really something for me because I grew up failing every class there was. And because I was being abused at the time and I didn't have anybody at home. But anyway, for me to make all A's, bing, 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 that's the doomsday clock. Let's see what Russia's nuclear escalation means for Washington with world's third largest atomic arsenal. My husband was on a submarine similar to this. He was a sonar tech aboard the Henry L. Stimson. And he said those submarines parked offshore are filled with nuclear. See that submarine there? That's filled with nuclear bombs, missiles, Bangor Submarine Base, Pacific Fleet. He says these warheads range 7,000 miles. So when they're parked right off the shore here, I'll show you. The Russian submarines. They're right in the Pacific Ocean, just a couple 100 miles. Soviet subs penetrate northwest. And Seattle, something's going on in Seattle. They, at the Amazon, let's see, I think it was the Macy's, can employ 1,800 employees, downtown Macy's in Seattle. And they had to clear everybody out. They said something big is going on downtown Seattle. So, the only thing we can do is be ready to meet our Maker, to be kind to others, and to trust in God. That, overall, God is in charge. He's in charge of the earth. He's in charge of what's going to happen. He's in charge of what's going on in Ukraine. But he cannot force the will of man. That is just impossible to, let's see, Marfoogle. Yeah, look at Marfoogle News. He really has a handle on what's going on. He is really, really. And why are the Norwegians fleeing
see you in here, and thanks for stopping by if you're still here. Jammer 1, Little Willie,
This guy,
Marsa, Blowtorch.
he has
your
all the
email
latest
address and everything
information.
else. It also connects to
And
you.
get
If you know
ignored
anything about how they
VMP,
are data logging and basically getting
a
your profiles
VPN.
down,
That's
you
a,
can prevent that by having a VPN.
yeah.
Stations over on Marfoogle News.
And then we have our house is protected with surge protectors, but they're a little bit more than surge protectors. They're a shield. So if we have a EMP or power blackout, our items will be protected. But check out what Marv has to say. Anyway, let me see if I can find that about the...
I don't want to believe that, but from the people that it's coming from, that's pretty scary.
how
We
y'all
obviously see a
doing?
lot of people sharing
Sinner and Hot
messages
Hot, aren't you
and
glad you're
things
out of
from
here?
people, and not vetting them.
Are you glad you're out of here, Cinnamon
Just
Hot
being
Hot?
I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe that's the
Yeah,
goal, and maybe
raging weather.
that's
Yep,
the
Tonga
that
is
has
down
from.
along that crack, and then
That's something
that travels up.
something like
You know, the antipode. Remember that earthquake yesterday that was real over, where was it? But anyway, the antipode is Japan. That's the other, antipode is the other side of the earth. And those earthquakes travel through the earth.
But if it's actually orchestrated from both sides, then they could actually pull that off, and where they would do it in a way that hits a few strategic areas that
Let's see what y'all are saying.
create, like you said, it's not a world-ending event. It's just a smaller event.
High raging weather.
Attention and gets everybody.
No tsunami threat? That's weird. But see, this might be a different type of earthquake.
Say that, it would have almost the same effect
It
as
just depends on,
Nagasaki and
like, if the
Hiroshima.
plate
Second
falls like
most
this,
attribute
if the plate
them,
rips and
giving up
falls,
saying, "Hey, no
that
more,
will
no more,"
create a
because they didn't want to
tsunami.
see any more destruction or damage.
And it depends.
Scary thought of
Similar
ever having
to
any
what's
kind
going
of
over in the
nuclear
Canary
exchange,
Islands, La Palma.
Just ever.
Ugh,
Any
that's kind of
whether
scary.
they be small
That will
tactical
kill us
nukes
all
or,
on the East Coast.
three phases.
Anyway, we have what's called an
After
EMP
city of
shield,
Miracle and Kharkiv,
electromagnetic pulse shield.
one of them shows them directly.
Raging weather, are you keeping track of what Putin is saying about coming to the Pacific Northwest? Yeah, he has his eye on our nuclear sites. Hanford. Let's see, I'm going to look at my history, see what I have, what I saw there. Earthquake tracker. Yeah, it's really kind of scary what's going on. Our world is in trouble. Worldwide high magnitude earthquake warning. Yeah. You don't think our world is in trouble? Look what's going on. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I'm going to close. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated as I find out more. Thank you for coming. Love you guys. Thank you so much for giving me some thumbs up and some likes and shares. Yeah, 2 nuclear power plants surrounding you in North Carolina. We've got the crazy bus loaded up, and we have some maps all mapped out. And if we hear of any kind of threat here to the Pacific Northwest, we have enough gas to make it 1,400 miles east. So don't know where we'll go, but we will avoid any nuclear sites. So, because I believe that's where they will strike or attempt to strike. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so much. Stay safe and please be ready. to meet your maker. You never know. So I saw a tsunami warning only. Yeah, just a warning. Threat. I think it's a threat when it says Bill Gates from hell. Huh. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you, Will, Angela, Cinnamon, Spaghetti Noni, Raging Weather. Raging Weather has a channel. Please support him. He's an awesome young man. I don't want to say kid and offended. And Will 411, I really appreciated your shorts. Those are awesome. Not your undershorts, but your YouTube shorts. I had to say that. Silly me. Anyway, God bless you all. I'll talk to you later. I'll keep you up posted.